What's up, people? It's Bud Baggs here, and I finished the Exceed RC Infinitive conversion into a 1/10 scale sedan or touring car. So in this video, I'm going to be running you through some of the things that I did in order to change between the monster truck and the sedan. So yeah, first thing, most obvious, the body. I actually had this body sitting around for a long time. I painted it up during my How to Paint Lexan RC Bodies video. So this has been sitting around for quite a long time. My car is falling off my fake car stand, which is just a pair of tires right now. My real car stand is underneath the table. And so yeah, I won't talk about that. Talk about the car. So the very first, I was saying the obvious thing right here is the body. And I think I did a pretty good job on this paint scheme and how I put a bunch of decals on here just to make it look realistic. A lot of racing cars have a lot of decals. Left the windows clear. I think if I tinted it, it would just make it all look too black in the middle here. So that's that. Moving that off to the side. The next biggest obvious thing that you need to do is swap out around the wheels and tires. And what I've gone for here is some stock wheels and tires from some random car that I found on like Nitro RCX website or whatever the heck. Weird Chinese brand store that ships from China and whatever. Yeah, I just found these on Nitro RCX's website. They're pretty cheap. These are like $4 for 2 tires. They have a pretty good tread pattern for what I'm going to be driving on, which is not cured asphalt. It's more like parking lot street surfaces. So these should give me good traction. They actually are pretty soft. They have a good rubber compound. The next thing, the motor and ESC that I am using. I'm using the Hobby Wing XE Run or Easy Run 120 amp ESC that I unboxed one video ago, that I unboxed in the last video. This should be pretty good. I have run this. It seems to deliver the power fine. It's 120 amps, so it shouldn't handle anything that I put it through. In the motor department, I chose the tack-on. I don't really know what it's called. It was like a $28 motor, tack-on, cheap. It's 4800 kV, 6 turns, so it is pretty powerful. And yeah, these two right here make a pretty fast car, so that's what I want. That's what I wanted. This is really the best thing that I think I could have gotten for it. For steering, what I've gone for is just a stock servo that I had in my workbench. Nothing too special. It is pretty slow, so I'm not looking to get the highest speeds or out of it. Torque is not really an issue because it's turning these small tires, and you're not really going over you're just going over asphalt, so torque is not an issue there. So just, it's slow, that's all. I really don't care about the steering. The receiver I've gone for, or the radio I should say, is just a stock radio. It's just like a FlySky FSGT2 kind of cheap stock radio, whatever, that I just had laying around. So those are all the electronics that I used. Now for the parts to switch between. In order to switch between the monster truck, there's quite a lot of parts that you're going to need. Biggest thing, and first of all, what you want to make a note of, is that the chassis is actually different. And what I mean by that is this chassis is shorter, and the big difference that really matters right here is that it has this extension on the end, which allows you to mount the front bumper, which is pretty important, I think. So the chassis for the touring car is different from the chassis for the off-road cars and whatever. So the chassis is different, and the bumper, body posts, and this front piece right here, dog bones for all 4 corners, shocks, A-arms, links. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. I said suspension, links. That's pretty much it. All the rest of the components are the same. You just need to make it, just have the A-arms, the shorter A-arms that are smaller. and that'll bring the track in. So that's basically it. I mean, I finished it. I'm just gonna go have fun with it. Oh yeah, there's one big thing that I'm forgetting too. Because this car has a shorter chassis, it has a different chassis. I'm sorry, that's my doorbell ringing. The dog bone in the center dog bone, the center drive shaft, is different. And what I've done here is the only problem with this is that it's too short. This one right here is too short, and you can't really use anything else. So what I've done is I've set the length kind of on one end right here of the dog bone. I've stopped it from, like, so what I mean by this is that this would actually come out of its slot. There's just too much room in here. So what I've done is I've hot glued one end in one place and made like a little stopper with hot glue there. So I hope you can see that, so that it doesn't come out on its own. That's basically it. I'm just be sure to look forward to some more running videos coming out in the future, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one.